heard of probiotics and prebiotics, but what about postbiotics? In this video, I'm going to share with you the most important things that you need to know about postbiotics, from what they are, who they may be able to help, and how they differ from prebiotics and probiotics, so you can decide for yourself if they're worth trying. And then stay till the very end, because I'm going to give my take on postbiotics and share with you who should and should not take them. What's up and welcome to the video. I'm Dr. Daniel Ricciardi, gut health expert, licensed pharmacist, fitness enthusiast, creator of SIBO Shortcut and the gut health supplement bloat blocker. This video is going to answer the questions: what are postbiotics? How do they differ from prebiotics and probiotics? What are some common examples of postbiotics that are found in supplements? What sort of conditions can postbiotics actually help with? And then I'll share my final thoughts on postbiotics and share with you if I feel they're actually worth taking. On to the first section. What are these postbiotics? Per this November 2024 review article by the Journal of Food and Agricultural Immunology, which is the most recent one that I could find, postbiotics are preparations of non-living microorganisms or their components that positively impact health. Essentially, if these probiotics were chefs, the postbiotics would be the meals that they cook. These meals, so to speak, may be able to improve your gut health, boost your immune system, and assist in a variety of different metabolic functions. How are postbiotics different than prebiotics and probiotics? Probiotics is a term that you're probably the most familiar with out of these three. These are basically just the good bacteria that make up the majority of your microbiome in your large intestine. Prebiotics are essentially the food for probiotics. Typically, prebiotics are types of fiber, carbohydrates, or even sugars, and are found in a lot of different types of foods, such as vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and several others. Moving on to examples, what are some of the postbiotics that are found in actual supplements that you can purchase? I spent some time and looked on Google Shopping at probably 100 different supplements that came up when I searched for postbiotics. This isn't a complete list, but from doing my search, there's essentially 4 different types of postbiotics that you can find in supplements. The first one are postbiotics containing short-chain fatty acids. These are molecules produced by bacteria. These short-chain fatty acids include butyrate, acetate, and propionate, and a substance called tributyrate, which is a derivative of butyrate, was probably the most common postbiotic substance that I found in supplements upon my search. These can help with gut barrier function, which means leaky gut, reducing inflammation, and even colon health. The second grouping that I found were essentially whole foods that contribute to lactic acid production, which technically is another short-chain fatty acid, but this includes products that use foods like sauerkraut, kefir, and yogurt as the active postbiotics. These may help promote healthy gut balance by lowering the pH, meaning making it more acidic. The third grouping of substances include beta-glucan and dried yeast fermentate, both of these often being derived from the Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Beta-glucan is a special type of fiber, and the dried yeast fermentate just comes from inactive or dead fungal species. And then the fourth grouping I found were actual probiotics. In this case, I'm assuming they were inactive or dead probiotics. A lot of the labels didn't actually specify this, but if this was not the case, I'm not sure why they would be considered a postbiotic in this case and not a probiotic. If you look online, there's a lot of suggested uses about what postbiotics may be able to help with. I tried to look at some research studies and see in actual human patients, what symptoms have they actually shown to help in research studies. For this 2024 study by Gut Microbes Journal, the bacteria Bifidobacterium longum CECT 7347 was looked at, and this compared this bacterium in the live active form, which is a probiotic, compared to used as the inactive or killed form, which is a postbiotic. And the study found that the primary outcome was achieved in both the ES1 and HTES1, which basically means the live and inactive forms, were both shown to be efficacious in reducing IBS symptom severity as measured by the IBS symptom severity score. So the results of this particular study seem to show that this one type of postbiotic can help with IBS the same amount as the probiotic would. This 2022 study by Frontiers in Nutritional Journal found that in the present study, we demonstrated the postbiotic food product of an oat gruel fermented with Lactobacillus plantarum 299V diminished the paracellular permeability and colonic biopsies of patients with IBS. Essentially what this is saying as gut permeability was decreased when this was used, or less leaky gut was present. And when talking about IBS, less gut permeability, less leaky gut is a good thing. And then there was this 2017 article by BMC Gastroenterology that found that this Lactobacillus casei strain and its postbiotic attenuate the inflammatory mucosal response in ex vivo organ culture model post-infectious IBS with diarrhea. And then it basically says after that it may be helpful for IBS with diarrhea. So there's a few gut health studies that are looking at actual symptoms in humans. However, there's not really a lot of data on this topic. There's also not a lot of information on side effects of postbiotics. If you have a fungal or yeast allergy, obviously using some of the products like a dried yeast fermentate and Saccharomyces cerevisiae was probably not going to be a good option for you. It also seemed like a variety of gut health and digestive related side effects may also be possible. However, from most sources that I looked at, they seem to suggest that symptoms typically were not very severe. With that said, my final take on postbiotics and if they're actually worth taking. First thing I want to say on this is these substances, even though you probably haven't heard of them until recently or the last couple of years, these are not new. I think in terms of marketing in more recent years, the companies that are selling these products have done a tremendous job in suggesting that there's a brand new category of gut health supplements that was just created, which is really smart if you think about it, because if you try to talk about bacteria and how they make short chain fatty acids and how these kind of contribute to metabolism and reducing intestinal permeability, it gets really confusing. If you just call them postbiotics, which sounds a lot simpler to comprehend, it's basically what happens after a probiotic. With that said, when it comes to supplements, gut health, and just overall health, I'm a pretty big picture guy. I don't feel it's really necessary most of the time to try to interfere in really small areas to try to rebalance the gut. Therefore, these probably would not be the first thing that I would go out and try if you're looking to resolve digestive symptoms. If you've tried a bunch of digestive symptoms already, you have your diet really clean where you're eating single ingredient whole foods, you've addressed chronic stress, and have good eating hygiene practices, then after this stuff, these may be an option you may want to look into. So who may benefit from actually taking these? Maybe somebody that doesn't eat a super wide variety of foods in their diet. For example, I'd say the carnivore diet, because you're not consuming any plant fibers. Using a supplement such as a postbiotic may be a way to help support the gut lining. Or just to be totally clear, what I just said is not included in any research studies. It's just a personal opinion and thought that I had. Another time that postbiotics may be useful is if you go out and you get some sort of functional stool test. A lot of them check short chain fatty acid levels such as butyrate, acetate, and propionate. If you're objectively low on one of these, you could try throwing in a supplement that includes it to see if it helps with your digestive issues. And then a third type of person that may benefit from using postbiotics is for one reason or another, if you know you should be taking a probiotic, maybe it's after a round of antibiotics, but you know throughout your life that you don't tolerate probiotics well, perhaps a postbiotic in this case may be beneficial for you. Again, in these three scenarios, this is just my personal opinion. Perhaps down the road, there'll be a lot more info on postbiotics, and maybe this video will age very poorly, but for right now, I just tend to use as few supplements as possible and only use the ones that you know are absolutely necessary for you. That is all for today. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel for more related content. If you've tried a postbiotic before, please let us know down in the comments below which one you tried and if it was helpful. If you're new to my channel, I post a new full-length video every Monday in YouTube Shorts throughout the week. Since you watched till the end, I think you're going to enjoy one of these two videos next. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.